Alright, hey guys, remember TCG back in the video. In this video, I'm going to be going over the new TCG Banlist, and this is effective from June 5th, 2023. So a lot of people have been waiting for this ban list, and Kashtira has been running amok. And let's see if it's finally going to get hit here. I'm guessing it will be. But let's get started. So we have one Blackwing Steam the Cloak. It's going to go to 3 copies. So this one makes sense. I mean, Steam the Cloak was kind of a card that was meant to be used just to synchro summon for Blackwings, but I know it was kind of used outside of that, led to it getting banned, and eventually I guess now limited and now semi-limited. Yeah, it just seems that's totally fine. I don't think it does enough right now in order to really warrant the being limited here. And then we have Gen X Ally Birdman. So this one's interesting to see. I am interested. I am curious if people are going to use this in different ways. You can see it in the OCG. It's already at 3 copies. And then here we have Samsara Lotus. So this one, I'm not really sure what people use it for. If you guys know what this was used for, let me know. I don't know if there's like a weird exploit that was able to be done using this card, but it looks like it went from banned to 3 copies, and at the OCG it was already at 3 copies, so it didn't seem like it warrants the ban anymore. So here we have Spiral Quick Fix. So Spiral Quick Fix is going to be really nice. It has a lot of searchability for spirals, and yeah, I'm sure people are going to love to see this at 3. It's going to definitely make the deck a lot more consistent here. Then we have Lyrilisk Recital Starling. So it went from 2 to 3 copies. So I don't think this is going to make a big difference to begin with, but 3 copies is nice, I suppose. Then we have Draco Face Off. So Draco Face Off is going to be nice here for just Pendulum, the Pendulum Draco Slayer. I mean, it's not really, I doubt it's going to do too much. I doubt this card does anything really right now, just because Pendulums aren't the greatest. But I guess that's nice to see there. And here we have Sky Striker Mecha Modules multi-roll. So it looks like from going from 1 to 3 copies, so it looks like this is just going to be a way for them to try to push Sky Strikers out here. I wouldn't be surprised if something else gets a little bit released from the ban list here, just because there is new support that they're trying to line up for people to get in the future here. So here we have Herald of Orange Light. So it's going from 1 to 2 copies. So that's actually pretty nice to see here, just for me, since I actually played it in my Fluffles a little bit, and it was just a nice hand trap to have for Fluffles. But yeah, I think that's going to be cool to see there. We have Kashtira Unicorn here going from 3 to 2 copies. So I don't think this is going to make a big difference, just because having 2 is still pretty solid. I don't think you really need the 3rd copy as much. Like it's going to suck, obviously. It's going to ruin the consistency a little bit, but I think it's totally going to be manageable. And Lightning Storm here from 3 to 2 copies. So Lightning Storm is just a really flexible card. I don't think it's like too overpowered. I think it's just a decent card that, like, I know a lot of people seem to be stacking 3 of these in their side deck. So that might be the reason to warn it, just so it forces people to be a bit more flexible with what they have in their side deck. But yeah, I think it's still a really solid card here. And I think it's going to be fine at 2 copies. I normally don't run that many to begin with. Here we have Runic Fountain going from 3 to 2. So Runic Fountain is interesting because that is kind of the heart and soul of the deck here. It's going to be able to recycle so many things for Runic, and it's a pretty insane card. But yeah, seeing it at 2 copies, I think the deck was still managed without it. And here we have Sky Striker Mobilize Engage from 1 to 2 copies. So you can see they're really trying to push the Sky Striker here. This card is pretty insane. Just being able to search something out and get a free draw just definitely gets you so much value, and seeing 2 copies of this is going to be really nice for the Sky Striker players here. So yeah, it definitely looks like we're going to be seeing Sky Striker a lot more, especially with the new line of support. And here we have Sprite Starter going from 3 to 2 copies. So this is an interesting card to kind of hit here. It's definitely going to hit the consistency of the deck. I think the deck will be able to manage with just 2 copies. I don't think it's like a damning hit, but I think it's definitely gonna suck for Sprite players here, as it is just gonna be difficult to get it off, get the deck running without this. And here we have the newly limited Blaster Dragon Ruler of Infernos. So this is pretty cool to see. I guess Blaster is the first Dragon Ruler here that they actually want to start looking at releasing, and I'm very curious how people are gonna end up using this in their decks. I did run it once before I got hit for my Infernoid deck for a little bit, and I had like moderate success with it, but didn't like experiment with enough to really see if it even worked in the deck. But But yeah, that's definitely interesting to see, and I'm curious what you guys are gonna find to work with this. And here we have Mathmech Circular going from 3 to 1 copies. So Mathmech Circular, I know it's not like, it's just a very solid deck, and I think this is just gonna hit the consistency of the deck here. And then Ciphering Gear Gamma going from 3 to 1 copies. So that's a pretty big change, going from 3 to 1, because Gamma is one that was already kind of difficult to run just because of the driver. Having to have a driver in your deck is already kind of bricky, and so there was already enough incentive not to run it. But I know there's a lot of like psychic decks that were able to utilize this card and get more use out of it. But yeah, that seems like a very weird hit that's definitely going to make Gamma pretty much unusable as a hand trap. So here we have Danglong. So Danglong first to the Yangzing from 0 to 1 copies. So this card's insane, and it's gonna be fun. I think I might update a Yangzi deck, or I don't think I've ever made one like formally as a video. So I think I'm gonna make a Yangzing deck profile showing off Danglong here. That's gonna be insane to see. I am curious if Sword Soul is able to run this in any way. Yeah, this is going to be a powerful addition that I know a lot of people are going to have fun. So Kashtira Rice Heart from 3 to 1 copies. So this one makes a lot of sense here. Again, it's just kind of tacking on the whole hitting a bunch of Kashtira cards. And this card, yeah, just was very annoying to play against. And I'm sure a lot of people are happy to see this at least limited. I think they would want more to happen to it. It's definitely going to slow the deck down. But let's see if there's any other hits besides Unicorn and a Rice Heart. So we have Pearly Delicious Memory from 3 to 1 copies. So I think this is the preemptive hit for the Pearly's new support. I think there's the X Pearly Noir that's coming out. And Pearly Delicious Memory is a pretty great like Pearly quick play spell compared to the other ones. So while the other ones are pretty good too, but this one I know is just for being connected to Plump. So, and Plump is like the best Pearly Exceed monster besides like the big ones. So Neteria Sacred Trees, so 3 to 1 copies. So that's gonna suck for Neteria players, but I know there's a decent Neteria Runic deck out there that people play. And yeah, I guess it's just gonna hit the consistency of the deck. So Newly Forbidden, so here we have Cyberstein from 1 to 0 copies. So Cyberstein is, yeah, it's just always been kind of a problematic card here, so it makes sense to see this go just completely banned. Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow from 3 to 0 copies, so just completely banned Scarecrow here. So that really sucks for Super Heavy Samurai players, because this card was very important to a lot of combos. If you guys ever saw my combo videos for the Super Heavy Samurais, you were able to see just how much this card was able to do. It was an important extender for the deck, and seeing this banned is going to make the deck a lot more inconsistent. But yeah, we'll see how Super Heavy Samurai players adapt from this. Then we have number 89 Diablosis, the Mind Hacker. So it's from 3 to 0. This is another Kashtira hit. This card was insane. Being able to just tack onto your opponent's banished cards. Point of the Red Lotus. So this card has been kind of an underground card a little bit. So seeing this completely banned here is a little random, but I could see just avoiding future problems, I suppose. And then here we have a Branded Expulsion going from 3 to 0 copies, so 3 to banned. So that is really insane to just target Branded here. It hasn't really been doing anything too crazy. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the ban list. Do you think it addresses the main problems of the current format? And yeah, there's definitely a lot of new things that we could kind of play around with here. I am curious with messing a few things here and updating a few decks after this ban list. Definitely looking at the Danglong, as I think that'd be fun to mess around with. But let me know what you guys think about the ban list. Do you think it addresses the problems? And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.